We live in the era of noise. Everyone is screaming for attention. Everyone wants to be seen, to be heard, to be liked. People are broadcasting their breakfast, their workouts, and their deepest secrets to millions of strangers. We have become a civilization of exhibitionists, terrified of being forgotten. The architect of fate knows that attention is a trap. In the beginning of your journey, you needed to be seen. You needed to prove your value. You needed to win. But as you reach the zenith, as you establish your sovereign reign, you realize that the ultimate luxury, the one that money is truly for, is absence. The average person earns money to buy things. The transcendent capitalist earns money to buy the void. We get rich so we can afford to disappear. We buy the 100-acre estate, the private jet, and the high-performance machines so that we can create a buffer zone between our soul and the chaos of the world. Today, I will show you why silence is the new currency of power.
In the modern world, privacy is becoming an extinct species. Data is being mined, cameras are everywhere, and social media has turned every human being into a product. If you are poor or even middle class, your life is an open book. You are tracked, analyzed, and sold to the highest bidder. Wealth is the only way to buy back your anonymity. We earned the hundreds of millions not to be famous, but to be untouchable. We want the power to walk through the world without being recognized, to live our lives without being judged, and to build our empires without being monitored. The materialist buys a flashy car to get attention. The architect buys the high-end machine to move through the world with such speed and elegance that we are gone before the crowd even realizes we were there. We don't want the spotlight. The spotlight is for actors. We want the dark room where the real decisions are made. When you have the wealth to be invisible, you gain a level of freedom that the average person cannot even imagine. You can speak the truth because you don't need the crowd's approval. You can act with boldness because you don't fear the crowd's surveillance. The greatest flex in the 21st century is not having 1 million followers. It is being a person of massive impact whom nobody can find on Google.
Let's talk about the non-materialist reason for the private jet. The critics say it's just a faster way to travel. They are thinking in chronos, linear, ticking time. They see a 4-hour flight saved as just convenience. The architect thinks in kairos, the opportune, divine moment. When you fly private, you aren't buying leather seats or champagne. You are buying the absence of friction. You are deleting the security lines, the delays, the crying babies, and the energy-draining noise of the masses. You are buying a mobile sanctuary. In those 4 hours of silence at 40,000 feet, you can think of thought that changes the course of your industry. You can reach a state of deep focus that is impossible in a commercial terminal. We get rich to buy back the friction of our lives. Every minute you spend waiting in a line, every minute you spend in traffic, every minute you spend dealing with small people problems, that is a minute stolen from your legacy. Wealth allows you to collapse time. It allows you to move at the speed of thought. We buy the V12 engine not for the speed, but for the response. When we step on the gas, the world moves out of our way instantly. We are commanding the tempo of reality. Money is the oil that removes the squeaking and the grinding of the world's machine. It allows your spirit to glide through life without being slowed down by the average world.
Why must we buy the mansion on a massive plot of land? Is it because we need more rooms to clean? No. It is because we are buying the space between. In the city, you are constantly being vibrated by other people's energy, their stress, their anger, their desperation. It's in the air. You can't breathe spiritually in a crowd. The architect seeks the void. We buy the 100 acres not to use the land, but to ensure that no one else can use it. We are buying the silence of the trees. We are buying the stillness of the horizon. We are creating a frequency shield around our family. Beauty is not found in the clutter of objects. It is found in the balance of the space. A luxury home is a temple of absence, absence of noise, absence of chaos, absence of visual trash. We demand the finest architecture because it creates visual silence. When the lines are clean, the mind becomes clean. When the materials are pure, the thoughts become pure. We earn the millions to build a world where the only thing we hear is our own intuition, and the only thing we see is the beauty we have chosen. This is not excess. This is environmental hygiene. You cannot reach the highest levels of consciousness if you are surrounded by the garbage of the material world.
Let us address the matrix of the digital age. If the algorithm knows what you want to buy, where you want to go, and what makes you angry, you are not a sovereign. You are a data point. You are being pushed through life by a piece of code written by a 22-year-old in Silicon Valley. The transcendent capitalist practices digital ghosting. We earn the wealth to hire the people who run our machines so that we don't have to touch them. We have the luxury of being offline. Think about it. Who are the people who are most addicted to their phones? The poor and the middle class. They are the ones being consumed by the dopamine machine. The real elite? They are hard to reach. They don't have notifications. They don't check their emails every 5 minutes. They have human filters, assistants, lawyers, and directors who protect their attention like it's the most precious diamond in the vault. Focus is the ultimate weapon of the architect. We get rich to buy the right to be disconnected. We want to be the ones who write the code, not the ones who consume the feed. When you can go for a week without a phone, and your empire continues to grow, and your bank account continues to compound, that is the ultimate flex. You have built a self-sustaining reality. You have achieved digital sovereignty.
We come to the most profound paradox of wealth. We earn the money to reach the point where we realize we don't need it. The materialist is always hungry. He gets the car, and then he needs the next car. He gets the house, and then he needs a bigger house. He is a slave to desire. The architect of fate uses wealth to satisfy and slay desire. When you have the millions, when you have stayed in the finest hotels, driven the fastest machines, and seen the most beautiful sights, a strange thing happens. Desire dies. You realize that the high you were looking for was never in the object. It was in the person you became while reaching for the object. Once you have had it all, you can finally want nothing. This is the wealth of no needs. A man who wants nothing is the most dangerous man in the room. He cannot be manipulated. He cannot be bought. He cannot be tempted. He is completely free. Ironically, you often have to have it all to reach this state. If you try to want nothing while you are poor, it's often just sour grapes. You are lying to yourself because you can't get what you want. But when you can buy the whole store and you choose to walk away with nothing, that is true spiritual authority. We buy the Ferrari to prove that the Ferrari has no power over us. We live in the mansion to prove we are the masters of the space.
We buy the Ferrari to prove that the Ferrari has no power over us. We live in the mansion to prove we are the masters of the space. And then we sit in our empty sanctuary in perfect silence, and we realize that the greatest luxury in the universe is the ability to be perfectly happy with absolutely nothing. As we close this chapter, I want you to look at your life through the lens of absence. What is missing from your life? Is it silence? Is it privacy? Is it the freedom to be forgotten? Most people are trying to add more to their lives. I am challenging you to subtract. Earn the wealth so you can subtract the noise. Build the empire so you can subtract the friction. Master the reality so you can subtract the ego. You are the architect. You are not building an empire of stuff. You are building an empire of freedom. The car, the house, the circle, they are just the walls of your temple, but the God lives in the empty space inside the walls. Don't be afraid of the silence. Don't be afraid of the void. The crowd wants you to be famous. The matrix wants you to be connected. The universe wants you to be sovereign. Go out there, win the war, claim the gold, and then disappear into your own greatness. Stay rich, stay silent, stay untouchable. I'll see you in the void. Keep building. Let us be ruthlessly honest about the price of your visibility. In the average world, people think that being seen is a sign of importance. They believe that the more people who know your name, the more power you have. They chase the blue checkmark, the viral moment, and the public stage. But they don't realize that every time you show the world your life, you are giving away your leverage. The Matrix loves a visible man. Why? Because a visible man is easy to track, easy to predict, and easy to control. When the world knows where you eat, what you drive, and who you love, you are no longer a mystery. You are a data set. You are a subject of the global social credit system, whether you realize it or not. True wealth is the ability to encrypt your existence. We earn the millions to build a fortress of anonymity. We buy the high-performance machines and the private estates because we want to be untraceable. We want to move through the physical and digital world like a ghost in the machine. Think about the celebrity. The celebrity is a slave to their own presence. They have to show up. They have to perform. They have to smile for the cameras. If they disappear, their value drops. They are employees of their own fame. The sovereign is the opposite. The sovereign's value comes from their absence.
When you are unreachable, your yes becomes 100 times more valuable. When you are invisible, your moves become 100 times more effective. You are no longer playing the attention game. You are playing the results game. We get rich to buy the luxury of being unreachable. In the middle-class world, convenience is the bait of the trap. You use the free apps, the public networks, and the smart devices that track your every breath. You think you are getting a deal. You are actually paying with your sovereignty. The architect pays for analog security in a digital age. We want the home that isn't smart. We want the car that doesn't report to the manufacturer. We want the life that doesn't leave a digital footprint.
We buy the $10 million sanctuary to create a black hole for data. We want a place where the satellites can't see our soul and the algorithms can't predict our next thought. This is the ultimate non-materialist flex, using massive capital to buy back the privacy that the world took from you for free. When you are wealthy, you can afford to be boring to the world and brilliant to your circle. You can afford to let the influencers have the spotlight while you have the impact. Stop being a content creator for the matrix. Become the architect of the void. Remember, the loudest person in the room is often the most fragile. The person who is missing from the room is often the one who owns the building.